Serious, what is your small town dark secret story?
This is a sad one to me. There was an older couple here who ran a halfway house for troubled kids who'd recently gotten out of juvie. They fostered a few as well. They were loved in the community, wonderful people. One of them had an older brother who was a gangbanger in the nearest big city. During a visit, he snuck his 15-year-old younger bro a handgun. Younger bro ended up holding up a local gas station and killed 3 people. One of them was my friend's cousin. The foster parents lost whatever credentials they needed to do what they did. The kids went back into the system, and the giant house has been abandoned since around 2009.
No one thought to look there. About a decade ago there was a crime spike here. It was really bad because one cartel tried to displace the other, and because we're a sleepy town across the border from the US, we're prime cartel real estate. However, when they weren't tearing each other up in the streets, they would abduct, interrogate, kill and dispose of the bodies of their rivals until eventually one cartel managed to keep the town. One thing that baffled the authorities was their stealth. They came out of nowhere, struck their target and vanished into the shadows. That may be possible for a small unit or even a lone agent, but that's unheard of in a cartel. Federal investigations were made, and no one was able to find the cartel's HQ. It had to be big because they had weapons, vehicles, metal shops, dorms, kitchens and the corpse disposal equipment. They looked everywhere, nearby ranches, warehouses, junkyards, nothing. Until they looked where no one thought to look. A few kilometers outside of here is a fully operational state prison that they were using as their HQ. Everyone was in on it, from the inmates to the guards to the governor. People were killed there, dissolved in acid and the drums were dumped in a nearby river. Since then the prison operation has been shut down, and the former governor is a wanted man by the Interpol.
About 10 years ago a lot of homeless people disappeared, and when the police did the investigation they found out a guy was kidnapping and eating those people. Police found his hideout and found a half-eaten body and bones from another person. People don't like to talk about it, but everyone knows what happened.
Oh, I have a doozy. Short version: popular kids in high school run a secret towel fight club and accidentally kill one of their friends in the house of a local politician, who proceeds to bury the story. Towel fight club: tape towels over your hands and beat each other up. It's supposed to be just boxing, but it sounds like they got out of control and hardly could call it that.
Our local pizza place was a known KKK hub. Everyone knew it, and still to this day, if you Google town KKK, the first thing that pops up is this pizza shop. They had some nasty ass pizza too. Edit: this place is no longer owned by members of the KKK, it was sold about a decade ago and the new owners have been trying to get rid of that reputation ever since.
Some high school football players shoved broomsticks up freshman players' asses in the locker room after a practice. The coach found out and did nothing about it. The whole town knew and nothing happened to anyone in the form of punishment. Every game for the rest of the year, opposing teams' fans brought broomsticks to games. *edit: many people have asked which town this is. I'd rather not say specifically, but it is in the northern part of Illinois. *C 2002-03.
About 30 years ago a local 8-year-old girl went missing during the annual carnival downtown. After a few days they found a suspect that was seen near the girl right before she went missing. The guy confessed to her horrific murder and rape and torture. He was the kid's next door neighbor and friend to the kid's dad. I'll spare the details, but it was really bad. He was convicted and sentenced to 40 years or so. After 8 years he was paroled and returned to the same house with his parents, right next door. Laws were a bit different then, to the family of the girl and former friend. About a week later the man never showed up at his parole office. His parents filed a missing persons report. Rumor has it that several friends of the victim's father took care of him. If you talk to them they just say that they are sure that he won't be back.
This was around 15 years ago, but there was a sheriff's deputy that was seemingly a really cool guy. Friendly, cracked a lot of great jokes, etc. He was working at the local high school as a school resource officer, and was apparently almost universally well regarded. Well, it turns out that he repeatedly raped a 14-year-old. He told the boy that he'd kill his parents if he reported the officer. I don't remember all the details, but I believe this went on for weeks or months before it was found out and the officer was arrested and eventually went to prison.
Back in the 80s a couple were driving a motorcycle when they were stopped by 3 men. who then raped the woman while forcing her husband to watch, then they killed both. The police caught them not so long after. The same night that they were caught, a mob of 300 plus people gathered in front of the police department, broke in and told the sheriff, "You guys did an excellent job, now leave it to us." The mob broke the cell where the 3 men were, beated them up and attached them, alive, into cars and dragged them for 4 miles until a park in the middle of the city, where they set them on fire, alive, while everybody was clapping and cheering. Almost nobody talks about it now, but Terry's even video of it, I will try to find in case anyone is interested. Edit, found the video, it's in Portuguese, you can't see nothing besides the flames, screams and blood, but still. Edit 2. Link to the video, obviously NSFW graphic violence included. Edit 3, found out more details that I didn't know, the mob was actually 2K plus people, it was 5 days before Christmas and the woman didn't die. She played dead after they killed her husband, ran and told the police, link to the article for those who want to try to translate.
15 years ago, the local district attorney called his longtime girlfriend and told her he was taking the day off from work and that he loved her. He parked his car in town and went for a stroll past the local shops. He hasn't been seen since. His car was found where he had parked it the next day. He had left his cell phone in the car, but his keys and wallet were missing. Later that year, his laptop, sans its hard drive, was found under a bridge at a nearby river. The hard drive was eventually discovered by a local woman walking along the bank of the river, but it was too damaged to recover any data from. Interestingly, investigators discovered that someone had done a search on his home computer for how to wreck a hard drive. Did he jump from a local bridge? Did he encounter someone whom he had prosecuted who did him harm, or did he escape his life to start a new one?
2 sisters got picked up by a group of men. Both were raped and thrown off a bridge that is 45 minutes outside of town. One sister survived but later in life went back and jumped off the bridge.
As a teen in high school, the health teacher got caught sleeping with student. Everyone magically passed that year, including me who skipped almost every day lol. Then a few years ago in another small town, 2 different scandals within the space of 5 years. First one, teachers at a preschool were dosing children with melatonin at nap time. Second one, a very well-known and respected funeral home went under investigation for selling body parts. Edited to clarify, events were in different towns.
The new police chief's bachelor party was held at the local strip club. It was videoed when video was new. The cops broke in looking for the tape, which was also recorded. New chief lost the job within a month.
There were rumors that there was a secret passage from the village's churchyard to the coal cellar on our grounds, which were used by Jews to hide and flee from Nazis. Not sure that qualifies as dark.
The school resources officer ended up sleeping with a senior at the high school. He was fired, but they ended up staying together and now have 2 kids. The cop now works at Goodwill. They are happy.
This is more comical than dark. A house burned down in this small town of 600 population. 1 block from the fire station. It being a volunteer fire department, nobody was at the station. They tried to get the pumper truck out, but one of the volunteers had run it into a brick building the week before and it was still at the shop. We're still undecided whether the house owner burned it down for the insurance. Strange that there was nothing valuable inside.
Adam Lanza, we've moved since, but beep him.
May your day be filled with joy and happiness. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe for more quality content every day.